The idea of mobilizing the entire human race to jump in unison for an hour sounds like the premise of an epic disaster movie. However, physics tells us the result would be more comical than cataclysmic. Let's break down the Great Human Jump scenario. 1. Can we move the Earth? If all 8 billion people gathered in one location, roughly the size of Rhode Island or a large metropolitan area, and jumped simultaneously, we would exert a force on the Earth. The math: the total mass of humanity is roughly 5 times 10 to the power of 11 kilograms. The mass of the Earth is approximately 6 times 10 to the power of 24 kilograms. The result: at the peak of the jump, we would push the Earth away by a distance smaller than the radius of a single hydrogen atom. As soon as we land, the Earth would spring back to its original position. Repeating this for an hour is just a cycle of microscopic vibrations. The Earth's orbit would remain completely undisturbed. 2. The seismic effect. This is where things get interesting. While we won't move the planet, the impact of 8 billion pairs of feet hitting the ground creates massive acoustic and seismic waves. The shock wave. Rhythmic jumping for an hour would create a localized earthquake. Seismologists estimate this could register as a magnitude 4.0 or 5.0 on the Richter scale. Resonance. If the crowd jumped at a specific frequency, it could trigger resonance in nearby structures. Buildings, bridges, and glass within a several-mile radius could vibrate violently or even collapse. However, these waves would dissipate quickly as they move further away from the jumping zone. 3. The logistical nightmare. The real disaster wouldn't be caused by physics, but by the logistics of the event itself. The crowd. Gathering 8 billion people in one spot would lead to dangerous overcrowding and crowd crush scenarios. The aftermath. Once the hour is up, you have 8 billion people trying to leave. This would create the largest traffic jam in human history. The infrastructure required to feed, hydrate, and provide sanitation for the entire species in one field is non-existent. 4. Health and energy. Jumping for a full hour is an intense cardiovascular workout. By the end of the hour, most participants would be collapsed on the ground from exhaustion. Emergency services would be overwhelmed by calls for heart palpitations and knee injuries. Energy output. The total energy released from the landings would be significant, but it would mostly dissipate into the ground as heat.